Okay, well there we go, fully charged. We're just about to set off, and this is going to be the range test. As you can see, it says 20 miles available, 100% battery charge. It's a lovely day, so going to set off on it. 20 miles, that seems unlikely, but let's do this test. Total mileage on the vehicle, we need to get that important part, is 4.8 miles. So I shall ride around and see what the total I get is without charging. Now those are something that I don't like going over. They do it, but it sort of confuses it a little bit. It goes a bit funky, same with the E Plus as well. They don't like cattle grids. But going well so far. Very nice ride. As I suspected, over bumpy pavements and ground, it's a lot harder to keep the unit dead upright. Definitely harder without leg support covers. And because of the grippier pedals, it's harder to readjust your feet. So what I'm used to doing is coming up, I'm going off road now, by the way. As you can see, it's turning from road to a fire trail, which is pretty bumpy. As you can see, stones and everything. What I used to do was coming up to a curb is I'd ride quite relaxed. Then when I come up to the curb, I'd slip my feet into the unit, pressure, jump up, and then relax again by moving them out. With this, it's you can't do that because it's too grippy, of course. So yeah, that's one thing. The technical side of it, sort of quick adjustment, is quite difficult. You have to sort of lift your foot off and shift it around. But the main advantage is in, you know, wet weather, they're going to grip. I've got very slippy shoes on intentionally, so they're quite smooth soles, and they're gripping absolutely fine. They're not going to even slip in the wet. So it's handling this gravel okay at the moment. I will feedback when I know more. Woo, okay, it's pretty nice ride, and interestingly I'm averaging 11 miles per hour at the moment, and I've stopped to film going over that cattle grid. I've chatted with a couple of people, so I'm stonking along. An average speed of 11 is pretty tasty. I think the most I've got on the P is 13.6. So I'm traveling, I mean that's beeping at me at about 14.5 miles an hour, obviously depending on terrain and your weight, but about 14.5, 15 miles an hour, that's beeping, so you can get an idea what I'm doing. An average of 11, I'm pretty impressed with that, and I'm also off-road as well at this point in time. It's handling the off-road okay, but I can tell you now from experience, it's more difficult, more tiresome to ride off-road. It's a lot more comfortable on-road. In comparison to the E Plus. So off-road, harder work. On-road, easier. That makes sense. I hope it does. Side note to that is that I'm not trying to go fast. I'm not trying to have an average speed competition here. So it's probably quite possible that you could do a lot more. You might be able to average 13 on road, nice smooth ground, and it would be almost on par with the P in terms of what you're actually able to do. So it's an interesting one. It might be a test for another time, but I could do the same route, and that with the P, when I got 13.6, I was actually trying then. I was thinking, how fast can I get from A to B on a set route? And that was the average speed. I was going for time, the quickest time there, which is a bad thing. I keep telling people it's a bad thing to go fast, but you do it at your own risk. So we will see. I'll test that some other time. As always, things have gone a very off-roady now. Always seem to end up finding an extreme route somehow. But anyway, I'm still going forward, and it's handling it okay. See, more effort required to keep the unit actually upright and stable between your legs. But you have to sort of ride the huge wobble between your legs, basically, because there's no leg supports, as I keep saying. But if you kind of go with it, not a lot really happens if it does wobble left and right. You just have to get used to the huge wobble. But I'm out on the muddy trails, and tree roots and stuff like that. So it's all good fun. I'm hoping this is going to get me to my destination. Never ever been here before. I'm supposed to be going to work, you know. Luckily, I'm my own boss, so if I rock up late at the office, I don't really get told off that much. Woohoo! I'm not going to lose all my riding stats. Pick it up, no spin. No need to shut it off. Right, I've done 4.7 miles so far, and the battery is, if I can actually get this to focus, 46%. So is it going to do 20 miles? Yeah, right, is it? It's looking like it's going to be about the same as the E+, which is about right, because it's 310 watt hours. The E+ has got 10 more watt hours than that, so yeah, so it's going to do 10 miles, I would have thought, approximately. But we will see. I'll carry on testing. Okay, so I've done 6 miles and we're at 10.8 miles total distance travel. So I've done 6 miles, you need to remember 10.8. I'm at work, so I'll boot down and then go back on it later and see what mileage we can get this up to. Oh, and a quick one, 49% battery now. So I think maybe it's because I went all uphill, but it looks as though I'm gonna stick at 10. Stick at 10. If we get better than that, that's awesome. Okie dokie. Right, currently travelling along at 27% battery now. I've just done a live video. Some of you joined. For those that didn't, it went on to low battery, 19%. And then restricted me right down, but I've been riding quite a bit since then, and it's gone back up again. So I'm 15.5 miles, if you can't really see that. And this current journey so far, 2.4 miles. So I will just continue on. And in yellow part of the bar, if I can get the battery back again, it does restrict a little bit more, so you can't quite get the top speed. So you get to about 13 something. There we go, 13.6, and it pushes you back. And when it's green, you can go faster than that again, about 14.5, it starts pushing you back. But you can trundle along about 12.5, 13 miles an hour in the yellow, and in the green, 13.5 miles an hour. Right, let's carry on. Okay, there we are, so we're at, yep. So it won't let me go to 8 miles an hour. We're at 16% battery. It says 3 miles left. Done 3 miles on this journey. So yeah, I can't go faster than 7 miles an hour, which is quite slow. Feels very slow when you've been travelling at sort of 13 miles an hour. Better than walking, I suppose. But yeah, there we go. So at the moment, total mileage 16.1. Okay, got 1 mile showing on it, and we're at 10%. So 10 miles is what this thing will do, if that's to be believed, and the facts seem to state that. With my rider weight, so I'm about 13 stone, 5 pounds, something like that, probably. Go and work that out on the old Google Webs, in pounds, or whatever format you want it to be in. So 10%, 1 mile remaining. You can trundle along at 7 miles an hour, just, but only 1 mile left, so doesn't like when you go to 8 lip. But I am going up, stay still. There we go. That's it, boys. Good, I'm glad I got that on video. So 9%, won't blow any more than that. 1 mile. There we go. I wonder if I lock it, it'll stop beeping. Vibrating. Can't lock it. Okay, so that's when it stops you, 9%. And I'm out in the lovely countryside. Luckily I have a lift on the way. and that is the weight of the S2, kilograms. Footplates. E plus footplate versus the S2 footplate, which is now going to fall over on me. Might boot it up. There we go. Right, that's the size of it. Looks like it may even fit on. Don't know why you'd want to retrofit them, but might actually try and fit that and let you guys know whether or not they do actually fit. But they are pretty much the same. A little bit thinner maybe on that one. The actual base of it is pretty close to the size of the plus ones. So there you go. That should answer a few questions. Footplate. May as well show you, I thought, how it's held on. So you just need to remove these. They're grub screws. Now the other ones just have a straight bar through with a grub screw at the bottom. You undo that, punch the bar out, it comes out. These have actually got grub screws on them. And this controls how tight you want it to be. Like now, as you can see, when it removes all loose, if you do it up, it actually gets stiffer. So you can kind of hone it in to what you want it to be. That's pretty stiff now. So you can just get it just right to what you want. You get the idea. Right, let's undo that. But do not lose these, of course. Otherwise, you won't be able to get spares because I haven't got any yet. Soon. Okay, and there's that side out. Both exactly the same size, see? Would appear to be. Yes, they are. Thought I was wrong for a second. Okay, and then we got a bar through the middle of this that we need to get out. As far as I know. Oops, what am I doing? Oh no. I did have everything on standby. I presume it's the same size grub screw. It is. That's pretty tight in there. Okay, let's try that. There she goes. Right, what do we got? We've got a little plastic. And it is mildly tapered. I think it might just be a... maybe it's not tapered. That sits in that side. I presume there's another one on the other side. And this is the bar that actually has a flat edge on it. I don't know if you can see that. And there we go. There's the footplate. Let's see. Yeah, it does come with a little plastic thing the other side as well. Okay, let's see. It's got to fit on, hasn't it? This will fit in there, but you definitely need the spacers in there. So you do need the spacers. In answer to everyone's question, it will fit. It will fit, but you need some spacers in there to actually hold it in place. The bar isn't tight fitting here or here, so it will fit, but you need some spacers to stop it doing that, because there's nothing stopping it doing that. But there you go. That's what it looks like with the E Plus pedal on it. But you're not going to be able to get it to hold up because there's no magnet inside. There's a magnet in here, but not a magnet in there. So, yeah, well, that answers the question. If you wanted to do it, you could do it, but it doesn't quite operate like it's supposed to. And it's not really designed to do it, but it works. Anyway, don't need to show you the reassembly.